Hiya. Hi. Welcome back. I know it's been such a long time since I've done a book review. It's crazy. Like, it's 2020 now, and all the coronavirus stuff going on, and yeah. So, things have definitely changed since my last book review, since it was a while back. It was over a year ago. That's what it says on my last video. Yeah, so since then, I have gone back to college. That's correct. I went back to college and I did a social science um, it was an access course. An access course makes it so you can get into university, which sadly I actually didn't get enough UCAS points for that, so I'm going to have to do another college course if I want to go to university. So that's going to be a bit annoying, but maybe sometime in the future I'll get onto that. So also I might be moving, so that'll be nice. I'll be actually getting my technically it's not my own place, it'll be sharing with a friend, but it would be something out of the system, sort of, because for people who don't know, I've been in the system, such as I was in foster care, and then I went to supported lodgings. That's like a level 1, meaning it's a move on, sort of, getting yourself ready to be independent and live on your own and stuff, and so. And then I went to supported housing, which is level 2, which is now it's no 24-hour care, sort of, no 24-hour staff here. You technically are independent here, like you do what you want and stuff, and yeah. Well, anyway, let's get back to the books. It's books on this channel. And yeah, so today we have At Least Once. Well, the book's actually called Once, but it says on the book, everybody deserves to have something good in their life at least once, which I totally agree with. It's a total agreeable, statement. It's by Morris, I'm going to butcher his last name by accident, Gleitzman, which I don't know, I think it might be a German name, I'm unsure about that. I have looked up some other reviews on this book since I've read it, and yeah, so we carry on. So as we always do, we will do the blurb, which is, in this book it's very short, so it's, yeah. Once I escaped from an orphanage to find mum and dad. Once I saved a girl called Zelda from a burning house. Once I made a Nazi once I made a Nazi with Toothache laugh. As you can see, this main character is called Felix. This is his story. From what I have read up on the author, this is not a true story, but it's based on true events, because this is based in the 1940s in Poland, when, as you know, the Nazis, World War II was going on. This book has been recommended as, it's like a young child's book, sort of. Like, when you're in year 6, that's when you start learning about, the World War II and everything that went on. Well, yes, this is supposed to be a book that introduces kids that age into what happened, and so they sort of get a gist of it, which I can't totally agree with, to be honest, because I found this book, even for me, I found it so heart-wrenching to read, and I had to take many breaks when reading it. And I can say for myself, when I was in year 6 learning about this stuff, I would not have been able to read this book. It's because it is a book that makes you cry, and there's so much death in it. And, well, yeah, that's what my point of view is, really. I wouldn't recommend this to a young child. I would say this book would be okay for, I'd say about you hit 13. I'd say 13 would be definitely an okay age to read this book. Or anyway, we'll just dive into the front cover. It's just, it's a puffin book, which that's the people who helped Morris get published, their publishing agency. Well, apparently, actually, Morris Gleitzman grew up in England and went to live in Australia when he was 16. He worked as a frozen chicken for a sugar mill, rolling stock unhooker, fashion industry trainee, development store Santa, TV producer, newspaper columnist, and a screenwriter. Then he had a wonderful experience. He wrote a novel for young people, and now he's one of the best-selling children authors in Australia. He lives in Melbourne but visits Britain regularly. His many books included 2 Weeks with the Queen, Water Wings, Bum Face, Boy Overboard, and Toad Rage. And there's his website if you want to go and visit his website. See, well, he's written many books. He definitely has achieved a lot. This book is actually a series. There's 6 books in the series so far. This is the first one, as I said. And anyway, let's dive into the book. This is going to be a spoilers, so please, if you don't want to hear about the book, you haven't read it yet, I would suggest jumping off the video. But if you don't mind spoilers, that's great. Okay, so this book's about a boy called Felix. He is 10 years old, and yes, like I said, he is in Poland during World War II when the Nazis, are roaming about and trying to take over. And Felix is a Jew, which, as people who've done their history, you know that is not a good, well, it wasn't good to be in that era. When I say that era, I mean that like time. So Felix's parents were bookshop owners, and well, it seemed they had a strong connection with one of the priests and at this orphanage. So they made an agreement with the priest that they would take Felix in, and that's what they did. But Felix didn't know this. He was, I can't think, it was like he was 5 at a time when this happened. So Felix's parents dropped him off the orphanage, and it's an all boys orphanage, and then they left him there for his own safety. Anyways, it was 4 years go by, and Felix doesn't know what's going on at all. He's 10 years old, but he doesn't understand what's going on around him. He doesn't understand what the Nazis are. He doesn't understand the Nazis want to kill him and any other Jew. So, at first, he thinks the Nazis actually want to get rid of all the books, because the Nazis visit the orphanage and they take all the books, from written by Jewish authors, and they burnt them in the courtyard, and Felix saw this. And so Felix thought that the Nazis are bad men who want to burn books. So, and as I said at the beginning, his parents owned a bookstore. So his parents told him that they were going on, search for more books, because that's what they normally did, and that's why they couldn't take him, and he was left there. Well, anyways, so Felix got worried because he thought, because his parents own a bookstore and everything, and he thought he had to go save the bookstore, save the books at his parents' store, because the Nazis are going to burn them. So he escaped from the orphanage. I'm not going to go any further into the story for those who don't want to hear, who maybe is reading at the moment, and they've got past that bit, and then they still haven't finished it. So I don't want to go too much into it. I would definitely give this book a cold heart. I would say definitely it would be a good 8 out of 10 in my thoughts of eyes for books. For, I would say, heart-wrenching, it's definitely a 10 out of 10. it made me cry more than once. And I would say, definitely, like I said before, in the age, I would say from about 13 and upwards. I would say definitely be prepared if you want to read these books. This book, yeah, like I said, it made me cry, and it is a very short read, as you can see. There is, if you let me check for a second, 150 pages. 150 pages. So you can see this very short book because it's meant to be for younger children. And I read this all in one night with breaks here and there. And it is definitely a book you struggle to put down, but even though at the same time it's very heart-wrenching to read, I have to force myself to put it down at points because, yeah, as it can make you feel very depressed. I got a lot of depression, a lot of depressed episodes while reading this book, because as we all know about what the Nazis did, and this book can get very graphic about certain things the Nazis have done. So anyways, I am going to do another book review on the second book, the third book, and I am going to be continue reading the series, and hopefully we'll get to the end of the book series, and I will hopefully do a book review on each book. So do keep updated and keep subscribe so you won't miss out on any of the book reviews, and please leave a like, and thank you. This is Emily, and I am out. Goodbye.